And I'm live. Am I live? Oh, yeah. Woo. Morning thoughts. Morning thoughts. Morning thoughts. I got to wake up Wi-Fi right now to go turn the stove off. People, I'm running this morning. Shout out to the people going out to work this morning. Shout out to the people coming in from work this morning. Extra, special, big up. Shout out to the people who work multiple jobs. I have the utmost respect for you. I hate moving. You know why I hate moving? Because it takes forever to get things together after you move. Well, for me anyways, we still can't find stuff and we're still trying to organize stuff. Look, I'm live and my cable wire is not plugged in, which means my internet might go out. Okay, I got that. Crazy. Shout out to the people going out to work this morning. Once again, shout out to the people coming in from work. We can't even get the lighting right. Shout out to every single clean-hearted, good-hearted person out there who wants good for others as much as you want good for yourself. We're going to have a talk this morning. Shout out to my Uber driver, Lyft drivers, truck driver, delivery drivers. Shout out to Troy Stars Trucking. Troy, you sent some people over to my channel. They came and they left in the comment section, Troy Stars sent me here. That's what I call brothers helping brothers, right? Big up yourself for that. Who else? Do some shout outs real quick this morning. I got to shout out all the people who came in here early. First of all, let me make my screen big so I can see my comment section. Take it from the top. Who's that? Kayla C1 says, manners and respect, bless up Souflotv and the Morning Thoughts family. So shout out to my Morning Thoughts family for being here. Darlene Walter Riley, you're here. Thank you for being here. Who else? Denero Cooper is here. Good morning and thank you for being here. Sonia Unstoppable. Nicole Bazar is here. Michelle Williams is here. Nadine Howe is here. Thank you all for being here. If I didn't say your name, then you already know what it is. It's still manners and respect, right? Old, this name always throws me off. Old Jungle 146 Track Star Music. Maliat. Yes, Maliat. Right now, my pot's boiling. With, you know what? We're real people. Take a 2-minute break. Let me grab this cup of tea real quick. Because if I don't grab it, I got to call the next side of the house and tell wifey to go in the kitchen and turn the stove off. I'm man. You know, man, do already. We trying to multitask, but they say men can't multitask, and that's what's going on. Now the stove is on high, and nobody out there to get the pot. Now come. And I'm back. All right, we're doing green tea this morning. That's what's in my cup. We start a cleanse this morning. Me and wife are going to start a cleanse this morning. We're supposed to do a radical washout as soon as she wake up this morning. And then we're going to go back into our vegan stuff for as long as that lasts. We got a lot of stuff coming up. We're going to take on the road some in this Corona time. We're going to have a seasoned discussion this morning because you see the headline. The headline says what? Biden making bold moves. That tea are too hot. I'm not burn up my mouth. But straight green tea this morning. That's it. Nothing special. All right. Now, before we get into all that, let me just reiterate so some people don't miss the message. One of the messages, health is wealth. And in 2021, Let's be a part of this, take care of our health stuff. We can do it together. I'm going to be forced to do it because I'm going to be documenting it, but I'm doing it to motivate others to do it as well, right? Been on this for a while. We went vegan for like the last 4 months. And then, of course, for the last month after, we've been eating not vegan, but I go back to vegan. Not that there's anything wrong with eating meat. I tell people all the time, my grandparents ate meat their whole lives. And they're now, my grandmother just turned 94 years old. You know what I'm saying? My grandfather is still alive on both sides as well. But you don't want to weigh down your belly with too much meat. And for my brothers out there, if you see your stomach start stretching, getting big, remember that's something that we always say, big belly man have money. So enough man used to don't care about having a big belly. Well, big belly man is on his way to illness, serious complications with health. So start slim down the belly the little bit, brother. All right? Because the end result is not going to be nice. I tell you right now, diabetes and them thing there is not good. Anyhow, Biden is showing up and showing out. I don't necessarily know if, you know what, I'm not going to be a hypocrite. I'm going to take everything good that comes our way, because I see black people complaining already. Like the guy just got into office. I see Jamaicans on the spectrum saying stuff like, oh yeah, what's your name? Kamala Harris. Call Kamala Harris. She's going to be Jamaica's savior, right? She's going to come save y'all, right? No one never said that Kamala Harris was going to save Jamaica. We simply said that she has a Jamaican father. That's it. You know, and we're proud of the lineage, of the heritage. And that's it. We never said she was going to come save Jamaica. Like the plane that went down in Jamaica yesterday, everybody is saying, or day before yesterday, everybody is saying, yo, there's a lot of stuff going on here that we need outside help with. Mexican planes landing in Jamaica, crash landing. The pilot and his two pilot, co-pilot, and one passenger that were on the plane gone missing. Mexico has taken over Jamaica's 2 airports. Well, Jamaica has 3 airports. You have one that the rich and wealthy comes in through. Me and you don't go in through that airport. I believe that's called the Ian Fleming Airport. We have the Donald Sangsters Airport, and then we have the Norman Manley International Airport. Them they after the regular people like us, right? Dwayne Wade and them, they didn't go in through Donald Sangsters or whatever. They went in through Ian Fleming. That's what I'm saying. Kamala Harris is not the savior. She's a vice president. And Joe Biden already told us that a vice president is like a sitting duck. When they asked them, so how come you didn't make Obama do this or tell Obama that? You were his vice president. And he's like, that's not my job. That's not my position. That's like Walmart hiring me to be a cashier. I'm around at the back of stock boxes. Management's going to come find me. Hey, what are you doing around here? Who trained you in stock? Why are you in the stock room? Why are you stocking boxes? We need you up front on the cash registers. We hired you as a cashier, right? So you have to play your position. So a lot of that went over a lot of people's head. That went over a lot of people's head. Now, one of the boldest moves so far that Biden has said he is going to do is replace Andrew Jackson with Harriet Tubman on the $20 bill. Man, listen. I don't think y'all understand how deep this one goes. I got some more stuff we're going to talk about. But I don't think you understand how deep this goes. Replace Andrew Jackson with Harriet Tubman. Belkey, 100. Thank you. I appreciate you. I don't think y'all understand how deep this goes. And why black folks always getting caught in the middle, just simply fighting to be recognized as worthy of accolades that they give to legends and so on and so forth. Black people fighting for their space in this. Because if it was up to years gone by establishments, we wouldn't exist. Period. We wouldn't be on no money. We wouldn't be on, and we wouldn't be celebrated in any way, shape, or form. It'll just be, oh, we're here kind of thing. To replace Andrew Jackson. Now, if you don't know, Andrew Jackson was a slave master, slave holder, and is said to even have offsprings from bed wenches. Now, bed wenches is, so he liked the chocolate, right? He liked the chocolate enough to even breed the chocolate, have multiple children with the chocolate, and they were scattered about. But he had slaves. You know, slave master used to say to brown girls, say, yo, want some of that. She didn't have a choice. If he wanted it, he was going to get it. Be in my quarters at, let me see, wife would go sleep at 8. Be in my quarters at 9:30. She should be dead asleep by then. Or I'm coming down to the slave quarters, to the slave quarters, me I say no. But they didn't have slave quarters. They were in shacks. Now we come down to the slave shack. Be ready. Andrew Jackson was a known slave owner / slave driver, master of the plantation. And then you have Harriet Tubman, an abolitionist, and not just any abolitionist. Majority of you should know the Harriet Tubman story by now. They've remixed it into Hollywood, sensationalized, but I'm glad the story was brought to the visual for a new generation to see, right? So here we have Harriet Tubman, abolitionist, Andrew Jackson, who is considered by especially the people that were flying the rebel flag and the one that wear that white cone thing on their head and cover up them face. You know who I'm talking about. He is considered by them as to be revered, one of their founding fathers. And you about to take a founding father off this $20 bill and do away with him. You're not going to put him on a $50 bill. You're not going to put him on a $100 bill. You're not going to put him on a dollar. You just going to do away with him and replace him with a abolitionist, a black woman, a female. Nah. This is a big move. Now, what says you about the big move? Because, see, people don't understand the repercussions. You don't understand the repercussions. When you see some of these police officers getting extra rough with us out in the streets, and you see the numbers rising of black men getting killed unarmed and all this, a lot of the times, it's the repercussions of us making one step forward. See, they can make 100 steps forward and it's celebrated. It's celebrated by them. It's celebrated by us. It's celebrated by the world. And when I say them and us, you should know what I mean. But every time we make one step forward, the whole place ignites. You seen it. You've seen it. The whole place ignites. So we make one more step forward, the whole place is going to ignite again. I don't think they're going to take this one laying down. I don't think they're going to take this one laying down. Me here, you got it, right? There will be consequences and repercussions for this, but that's why it takes the brave to move forward. Because there are consequences and repercussions. I'm just sick of us being the ones caught in the middle, man, of this power struggle. So what is your feeling about this? Should he just leave? Because you have black people that are saying, man, listen, I don't know what he's doing. Like, he's setting us up. Like, leave that man on that $20 bill. You got a lot of black people that are saying that. We don't need no Harriet Tubman on no $20 bill. We need some legislations that right some wrongs for us. Guarantee us some stuff in writing on paper by law. Forget putting Harriet Tubman on $20 bill. We still don't own the $20 bill. And majority of us out there still ain't working $20 per hour. Shout out to the people who work $20 an hour and more. But majority of the people, population-wise, are not making a $20 an hour salary. You see what I'm saying? So some people are saying, man, they're setting us up. They are setting us up and giving us this false sense of accomplishment and false sense of pride when ain't nothing really going to change and ain't nothing going on, because that ain't no real change in the grand scheme of things. That's why I said in the beginning, you know what? I'm going to take every little victory as a win and keep moving forward. I'm not going to knock any down. So, but there is some truth to that. There is some truth to that. Let me tell you where Biden would really get me. If he start to discuss reparations, this is where he would really get me at. But I think if Biden fixes his mouth to discuss reparations, and we don't want reparations discussed. It's been discussed for a long time now. If he says we will allocate this $2 trillion over the space of 10 years, 20 years to be distributed through so-and-so to these particular people for the fact that their ancestors built this place under stress, duress, kidnap, capture, forced, rape, murder, pillage, plunder, you name it. They built this place. And then they were disenfranchised after because they were treated for the longest as the lowest of the low and were not allowed equal opportunity for. So we have to get them back on track, right? If he fixes his face to say reparations, do y'all remember the Kennedy that they blew his head top off? Her? Her? Oh, you want reparations for who? They using the special one with the scope on it from long distance. So it's rough to say don't move with fear. Move bravely. You know them gunshots coming. And that's what they do. Yes, I think she deserves to be on that $20 bill. I agree with you. I think she deserves to be on a $20 bill. How much of a progress is it for us as a people, though? So they put you on a $20 bill, but you still can't get into certain places. You're still not allowed to come dine in certain places. You're still not allowed to, like for instance, let me tell you, one of the biggest things for me, say for instance, real estate, right? When you start dabbling with real estate, you start realizing how disenfranchised we are and how many people are actually working against you owning. No one has a problem with you renting. One of the other things that's huge, and this is Kamala Harris's suggestion, and he is going along with it as president. And it is so that when you pay your rent, it is reported to the credit bureaus. Because if you don't pay your rent, that's reported to the credit bureaus, and the people, landlord or renting agency, they can drag you through the credit bureaus and deteriorate your credit score, then you'll go from renting to renting forever because you'll never be able to own, right? Credit is everything in America. Now, what she suggested was when you pay your rent and when you pay your car payment, those are reported to the credit bureau and those are taken into consideration towards moving points on your credit. So you can go from a 550 credit score to a 750, a 800, that kind of thing, and work your way up. You're a hardworking person. You work 2 jobs even. You pay your bills on time, blah, blah, blah. You should be rewarded for that. But you would be surprised to know how many entities are in place. I learned that even your local real estate, man, when I say they are always on code, they are always on code, and I mean they. Some of your, I should say some of, because I had some good ones that saved me, helped me to navigate the shark waters, because I was about to get eaten alive when I jumped off into that water. You will be surprised to know that even some of your local real estate agents who you're going to deal with, they're going to make sure that they steer you out of certain neighborhoods. They're going to make sure that they steer you away from certain properties. They do this on purpose. But you will never catch it because it's, oh, that one went off the market already. Let's start looking for something else. And you're like, oh, that went off the market already. I'm looking at it, and I call back and I'll be like, hey, I'm looking at it right now, and it says still available. Okay, give me a second. Let me call the agent that's handling that, and I'll get right back to you. Bring. Yeah, hey, yeah, just spoke to them, and it is off the market. Me and wifey here looking at each other like this, like, okay, let's call that agent. Let's go behind their back and call that agent. When you call the agent says, hey, are you being represented by another agent? Have you signed so-and-so? We say, yes, we've signed that type of a paperwork. The paperwork that says you are going to commit to this agent and buy the property through this agent. Okay, well, hands off, we can't help you, but the property is still available. That's weird. Like, we learned so much going through it. So putting Harriet Tubman on a $20 bill, big up to her. She deserves it, like someone just said. She deserves it. If not for anything, just for my children and children's children to pass a $20 bill between each other. They go out to buy something. I grew up in Jamaica, right? Partially, but I grew up in Jamaica where when I went to school in the morning, see, there's a pride that is instilled in a lot of us because we grew up a certain way. Our heroes looked like us. I mean, they did damage because then they gave us a God that didn't look like us. So while we were bigging up our chests and saying, yeah, man, my hero them look like me, Hail Marcus Mosiah, Garvey, Paul Bogle, and at the same time, we had to go Sunday or Saturday, we have to go church and go kneel down before Jesus. And him here stringy and him white and, you know. So it was confusing. It was confusing. But for the most part, when we were looking for heroes, we were represented. On the outside of my school, from primary school days, basic school days, come right up, a big mural of our heroes, Marcus Garvey and the rest of them were on there, right? So we felt that type of way. When we look here in the US, we don't really see, oh, what they have, Martin Luther King. Martin Luther King, who they assassinated, then celebrated. Money. Next to the dollar bill and the $5 bill. It's the $10 bill, $20 bill. You know, small notes. Everybody wants you to break that 100 up. Give me small notes, all this. I learned that half of the time I'm not really buffering. Your device is buffering. I might be buffering, but I'm not buffering to me. So sometimes I'm wrong, sometimes I'm right. I won't hold it against you. but I went and I watched back one of the videos where once one person says you're buffering, you have 100 in it. So you are probably right. It says your connection is unstable. Please wait while we try to reconnect you. And there's nothing I can do about that. Nothing I can do about that. Kayla, I see it. Thank you. And for all the rest of you who are telling me that it's buffering, thank you. I see it. That just flashed across my screen that it's unstable. Ain't nothing I can do about that. And I plugged in hardwire. I'm plugged in hardwire, so there's nothing more I can do about that. Anyhow, I'm going to carry on with the conversation, right? Harriet Tubman on the $20 bill. Big move. Bold move. But a lot of people are saying it's trivial. We need more than that. He just got there. Give him some time. Give Smoking Joe some time. He's going to come up with some more stuff. I am hopeful, because if he's listening to Harris, he's going to come up with some things. Another one, Secretary of Defense, Lloyd Austin, first African-American Secretary of Defense. Secretary of Defense. That's a huge position to hold. And I think he appointed him, he selected him when it was time to select. You know, before they got sworn in, it was like, okay, the votes are in, you already won the election, we're headed to swear in. Start making your list of who you want to be what. And he selected Lloyd Austin. And then now that he is president, Lloyd Austin sits on his left-hand side. So this is an African-American man. Lloyd Austin is so storied, history-wise, as in the first two. I think you should go look him up. He didn't just grab a black man out of the blue or throw him in there. You know, I like how the Trump campaign used to do. Trump is gone. We don't really have to talk about him. But I say that to say, every time they had one of those rallies or speeches, you would have one black person that's planted like right here in camera view, or right here where they can be seen throughout his whole speech. And it's either somebody that looked really scared or somebody that was acting extra like, I'm paid to be here. I'm paid to be here, louder than everybody else. But that was funny. So Secretary of Defense, Harriet Tubman goes on a $20 bill. The Secretary of Defense, we have our first African-American Secretary of Defense. Feel about that? Check this out. Oh, Guyanese Doll says, I don't know why. Shout out to Guyanese Doll. Thank you for being here. An avid supporter and always up on my videos. I appreciate you greatly. Guyanese Doll says, Lloyd is opening sex assault cases in the military. If there's one thing about black people, let me tell you this. I heard somebody say, if you want to see a police, or if you want to see a soldier, or if you want to see a security guard be top flight security, give that position to a black person. In other words, when it's time to clean house, they normally call in. And a lot of the times they do that because they know that we are already under the microscope being in that position. So we're going to perform up to par and beyond. But I think also it's because if the doo-doo hits the fan, they can blame it on the black guy or blame it on the black girl and move up. Hey, it was his fault. Worst president ever. Don't ever elect another black guy. That backfired, and now we have forever President Obama. Let's talk about this one. Now all my holier than thou art, and I walk with my Bible, and my God said, listen, them said Biden go loo. You go loo, Biden. Biden has lifted the transsexual ban. We're in 2021. We grown people. We can talk about this. Biden has lifted the transsexual ban. The transsexual ban was put in place by Donald Trump. So you have people that live as trans, whether it is they choose to, you know, some people say, I've always felt like a girl trapped in a boy's body, or I've always felt like a boy trapped in a girl's body. And then as they grow older, some people start taking them hormones and them grow titty, and some people take them things and they grow beard and they fully transition over. And a lot of the times you're walking around in public and you're among these people that have made this transition and you don't even know it. So I'm not talking about drag queen. I'm talking about transient, transsexual. He has lifted the ban for transsexual people to join the military. Princess Shenanigans, may I come with it, man. May I forward with it. I gotta walk you through. He has lifted the ban for, and now as he has lifted the ban for transsexuals to join the military. And as someone who did extensive time in the military, I was going through comments yesterday on places like Shade Room and all these other places. I just want to see where my military personnel are going to show up to say, oh, hell no, we don't want that in here. Or they're going to show up to say, yes, full time. Everyone should be treated equally. What I found was a lot of civilians, young civilians, a lot of them you can tell they had never been in the military. They had never served. But everybody is entitled to their opinions. Now, Princess Shenanigans says, ooh, child. No. Hey, remember, there was a ban at one point for gay people to join the military. Now, when I was in the military, I remember from day one, as soon as I got to Fort Benning for basic training, well, besides the fact that them kick you down and lift you up and drop, I don't even know if they treat people like that anymore. I'm pretty sure they do in the infantry, but the rest of the army I think their training stuff is softer. Anyhow, I remember when I first got to Fort Benning, and I told y'all before how they heard everything. It's herd vaccination. It's herd everything you do is herded. Herd meaning they got all of us in a bunch and everybody is doing the same thing at the same time. You're trained to function as this part of this machine, and all the machine parts work at the same time doing whatever. So I remember Original Explorer, manners and respect and thank you. I appreciate you so much. I remember when I got there, there was some activities going on at nighttime. Now, these people were to run us to death during the day. First of all, you were not allowed to walk anywhere. You were running through the chow hall to eat food. You jogged. You're jogging through the line with sidestep, sidestep, sidestep. You don't even have time to say, I want that. Can I have some of that, please? You just walk through, and it's basic training, so you didn't have a choice what you were given to eat. They're just slapping on your tray. Next, man. The black people in the kitchen, that well-seasoned, I call it well-seasoned shit, because that's what it was. And they're slapping on your tray. Next, man. Next, man. And you're going through, and you have to eat. And as soon as you start eating, you would hear they'll call your number. Get up, move. and you're running, right? And you're running and you throw it in the garbage and you run outside and you get outside and there's a hill waiting right outside the dining hall. That's that experience. So you're running up the hill with food in your mouth because you're hungry as hell, right? And by the time you come back down the hill and run up again, you throw up everything. So there were guys that were going through all this with me. When shower time came, nobody ain't hiding nothing. Oh, you have a little teeny wheelie and you want to hide it, and you're too secured about your belly and you want to hide it, and none of that was going on. Everybody was able to see everybody something. So as a man, you train yourself, all of us trained ourselves to look forward. Eyes forward is the military way anyways, and that's what they instill in you, eyes forward, right? So we there, and you can tell from day one who is what. Because when them say eyes forward, someone couldn't keep them eye forward. They were like, some even was breaking their neck and getting in trouble for it. They're not telling you eye forward. And in basic training, when them drill sergeants fly down on you, it only takes one to start it. And from one says, hey, all of them on you. You getting hit by that brown round, because that's how they talk, and they use the peak of it to poke you like this while they're speaking to you, shouting in you. Eyes forward. Some of them couldn't help it. There was no eyes forward. And they looking in your face, bold. When we get in the showers were designed and the toilets are designed. I watch the next man take a, sometimes someday I kind of constipated because your diet different. I don't know what the hell they feeding us down here. I can't. And you did it. Our next man, I watch you. Is watching you go through that. In the showers had no partitions. The toilets have no partitions. So we all in the same space. So if you're not confident about your thing, you see, or if you just don't care, so they were in there. I remember one in the shower for us. I'm not calling my name because this world is not as big as we think it is. And I don't want to hear, oh, why'd you put my name out there like that and mention? But there was one. Actually, there was two. One had two birds tattooed on just above his lower back, just above his, right where your belt would be. So your ass meets your back right there. He had two birds swooping down that way. And he moved funny. And I said, I'm not here to watch people's business. Leave them alone. There were many a late night shower trips because I was in a strange place. And before the military, if I'm in a strange place, I'm not sleeping right. So I'm sleeping like this. And I'm seeing what's going on the late night tip. And they thinking everybody is sleeping. Shower. Late night. So they've been amongst us in the military. But they had a ban out that homosexuals were not allowed to join the military. Well, they upgraded that ban and they said, listen, how do you know that someone is homosexual? You can't look at someone and tell. You have men that are effeminate, men that act like them sweet like a bit, but they're not homo. So how about this? Don't ask, don't tell. Remember that? Remember, don't ask, don't tell? So they implemented don't ask, don't tell first for gay people joining the military. You can join the military, but don't tell anybody in here that, oh, I'm gay. Or, well, not all gay men act like that. You have gay men and that's what tricked a lot of you females, and you end up with doodle sticks because he don't act like that. You think he's a man and he's this and him like man, right? So the stereotypical don't ask, don't tell. That's what they implemented first. So it wasn't my place to ask, and I could get in big trouble if I'm in uniform and I ask somebody, hey man, come here. Are you gay? And he's like, oh, you asked me that? Oh my goodness. I'm going to go tell Sergeant. And you're in trouble because you asked. All right? Don't tell. Don't walk around here telling everybody, oh, I'm gay and I don't care. You getting in trouble for that too. Don't ask, don't tell. That's what that was. Then they lifted the ban completely. No one gives a damn. You're gay, you're gay. Join the damn military if you want to join the military. Then we went from gay to now trans people. And Trump shut that down. Trump was like, what the hell we need them in there for? No, that's a no. It's a no. Biden came in and Biden said, you clown. Lift that ban immediately. So right now, there are girls that were born, boys, that are heading into the military. And your daughter is heading in, and she's going to be bunking with a girl that used to be a boy. Your son is heading into the military, and he's going to be bunking with someone that was born a girl but is now a man. I'm not sure how to feel on all that, but I'll tell you this. Michelle W., thank you. I appreciate you greatly. I'll tell you this. I've been to combat, okay? And I'm not talking about went into war, a war zone area. I'm talking about physically on the ground, leading a team, kicking doors in, taking people out there, shit, handing them over, moving, next building, next house, on the ground. I've been in combat. Shot at, shit blown up, all that. I wasn't concerned about someone's sexuality when I was on the ground. I was concerned about who is the highest trained and who had the guts to knock back down when rounds started flying and things started going boom, boom. Because there's a lot of people that crumble under that pressure. I want to go home. I don't think I can do this. So I don't need you on the battlefield with me. I'm trying to make it home. And I'm definitely not going to be over here crying like you because I signed up for this. They're either going to court-martial me or throw me out. What is it called when they put you out dishonorably? So dishonorable discharge. Those are things I wasn't trying to get, right? So I'm here to do my job, what I signed up for, what I trained for. I was not concerned about someone's sexuality. There was guys that I knew from basic training. And we ended up in different units. But the Army is big, but it's not that big. So we crossed paths again in our military lives. And they were upstanding, outstanding soldiers. So from someone that's been in, I myself, because of how I was raised, had some, oh no, we don't need that. But then, like, hey, is this really an issue though? Is this really an issue that you need to raise the flag on, wave the don't do it placards, protest on? Is it really that big of an issue, or there are more important things to think about? You have military bearing, you have military presence, you have a certain way that you must dress. Everything from your head to your toe is regulated in the UCMJ books. So hair won't look a certain color and it won't go beyond a certain length. Face won't look a certain way. It won't go beyond a certain thing unless you have like a medical profile. You got to go get checked out to be able to just let a little beard grow, because every time you shave, it's big sores and bumps all full up under here. That other than that, and sometimes they don't even care. Shave your bumps too. Shave all that stuff off. Shave. Military regulation. So everybody will be like a robot. Dress same, look same, same. So it doesn't matter, really. But it probably matters for people who were raised a certain way. So what is your take on that? What is your take on that? Do you think that him lifting the ban on transsexuals to join the military, do you think he shouldn't have done it? Do you think it's going to compromise the military in any way? Here's the big kicker. They have a ban on it, but I think they were in there already. Yeah, come and meet some woman in the military. I think she was born a man. There ain't no way she could have gotten that manly by practicing. She was born a man. So I think they were already in there. They just needed to put it on paper like, hey, if you find out that Shanice was once Shaq, then just deal with it. They're legally able to be here. Me here says, as a veteran, no. No what? No, he shouldn't have done it, or no, they will not compromise what the military has going on. Because I love to hear when the veterans give a feedback. And like I say, everybody's words are valuable because people out here can give their own opinion. Like I said, your relatives are going in. I might have my son going in, and I might feel some type of way. He's going to have to be bunking probably very close to with somebody who was born a girl that is now living as a man and that kind of stuff. So, Shaq! Shaq says not Shaq, fam. Use another name. Not my bad. My bad. Isn't that discrimination, Souflotv? Yes, it is. It is. It's blatant discrimination, actually. You see, I had like a lot of us, we have this preconceived, whatever somebody tells. It's just like the white people who were raised a certain way to believe certain things about us as black people. And then after I joined the military and started moving around and getting to know people who had never seen one of us in person, because they were young, coming out of mama's home, and their middle America, Wyoming town where they grow corn and corn-fed country boys or middle America boys, blonde hair, blue-eyed, and they start saying stuff like, I've never seen one of you guys before in person, Souflotv. Of course, they didn't call me Souflotv, but you know, all the stuff that they told me growing up, I think it was all a lie. That stuff like that made my heart smile, because I'm like, he is going out into the world and he's going to be seeing different from what he was taught. But you got to understand, throughout their whole growing up, they're taught something and they hold dear to what they're taught because it's being taught by the people that love you and care about you, right? So it must be true and it must be for your own good. Stay away from them. They're lazy, ghetto dwellers, food stamp, something, whatever. I can't even say the terms. Y'all know what I'm talking about. They're criminals, rapists, da. And then one of them, I actually had white guys in the military who, when it came time for leave, all of us were packing our bags like, man, I ain't seen my mom in forever. I'm about to go. I'm booking my ticket tomorrow. I'm flying back to Florida. We in Germany. I'm flying back to Florida. And I'm like, yo, G, where you're not going home? You're not packing? Like, nah, I'm not going. And then the next leave will roll around. I'm getting ready to go. I'm going to go see yo, you're not going home? Nah, I'm not going. Hey, come here. Let me talk to you. Why are you not going home to go see your family? Do you understand that we could be sent off to combat anytime soon? I was in a rapid deployed unit. Could you understand that we could be sent off anytime soon? You might not be able to see your family again. I mean, it's the reality of the job that we do. You might go out there and you come back in a body bag. Like, maximize your time with your family. And they're like, listen, Souflotv. And again, they don't call me Souflotv, but listen, I was raised by them. My dad is racist as hell, man. I mean, if I even go home and say I've met black people that are good, he would throw a fit. And I just can't go through the N-word constantly. And I hope you're not over there mixing with those N-jus. And so I just stay away. They had changed so much that they decided to not even go home anymore. So in what I'm saying is this. I myself was raised a certain way, right? And my preconceived notion, the information I was handed down, because I'm not trans, I don't know what that life entails. But as you got older, you learned stuff. And then I learned that there's a population of people out there that this was not a choice for them. This was not a choice for them. They were actually born. Now, some people, oh, they're born in a confusion, and yeah, God make them the way of punishment. And if you're going to sit up here and say, God makes no mistakes, well, explain to me how this one you're born with two parts, two functioning parts from each sex. Explain that. So once I see stuff like that medically proven, I'm like, okay, let me back away from this and tuck my aggression towards the situation. Let me see this for what it really is. Here's what it is. Big time discrimination, yes. And like I said, I never had a problem with them. I knew from day one, from basic training, before I even got assigned to a unit, that they were here. They were in there. I saw them in there. And when it came time to get the job done, they didn't come up short. Wi-Fi Robinson says, hey guys, good morning, Wi-Fi Robinson. City Wave says, Souflotv morning. I'm here listening from Bermuda. Bless up yourself. City Wave, big up yourself and big up to the whole of Bermuda. Manners and respect, family. And thank you for tuning in. Teddy Lee Gray says, where's the $2,000 checks? $2,000 checks from the Joe Biden administration. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? We weren't supposed to get any $2,000 checks, and that had nothing to do with Joe Biden's administration. This had to do with Trump administration, and it's already signed. Don't you notice that even the IRS has pushed back, like filing taxes this year doesn't, and all the people who used to file taxes early, they're gonna have to wait. Even filing their taxes was pushed back. It's a $600 check that's coming for whoever is sitting around like, oh God, I really need this $600 because it's going to change my life. Your $600 check is on the way. I don't know when it's going to hit you, but everything is at a backlog. Everything is at a backlog. I said to wifey yesterday, I said, babe, so when the $2,000 check them out, she was like, $2,000? Because in my mind, I'm still thinking $2,000. Yeah, can't really use that money there right now. I think I'm going to splash off in the office and get everything situated, lighting right, sound right for the show, and, you know, make sure. She said, it's $600, babe. $600. And off an instant reaction, I went, $600. I picked me out. $600 for me disappears like this. Literally like this. By the time two bills come in, Gone. $600. Hey, you got to pay for so-and-so karate class. You got to pay for your daughter dance class. FPL calling. Light bill due. Money done. All right? But it's not $2,000. It's $600. RWP, thank you. I appreciate you greatly. And RWP said, listen, be careful with the black equal gay correlation. People cannot hide being black. The way LGBTQR, XTUVWXYZ, because them have the whole alphabet now, can hide being gay. Yes, I'm always offended by that. I'm always offended by that. When people say, well, you should know what discrimination is because your people have been discriminated against for the, stop. It's not the same thing. It is not the same thing. What you do in the comfort of your hiding space, whether you do it in the car or in the bathroom or in your bedroom, what you do in your hiding space, that's your business. If you choose to make it public, then you choose to make everybody know, say, hey, I'm into men and I'm a man, or I'm into women and I'm a woman. I can't take this off. I can't redesign the texture of my hair. What you want me to do? Perm my beard, bleach out my skin. Even then, it still won't change my features. You're going to look at my bleach out skin and still say, why is he destroying his melanin, etc., etc. So I can't change none of this. So you're absolutely right. You are very valid point. Let me go back to her again. And I've seen them do it all the time. And it irks me when they do it. This is RWP. Be careful with the black equal gay correlation because people cannot hide being black the way LGBTQ family can hide being gay, right? And in spaces, if you think about it like this, in spaces where they know they are being discriminated against, an effeminately gay man can swoosh himself in if he thinks, oh, they love gay people up in here. He'll play it up and he'll get hired. And if he thinks, I don't think they really like gay people in there, so I'm going to go in as a straight man. Hey, good afternoon. How you doing? Yes, my name is so-and-so, and I'm here for that position, blah, blah, blah. And he's hired. So they can do that. For us, when we say, I don't really think they like black people up in there. We can't shapeshift. We can't. You've seen black people try. They do the wig. They do the heavy makeup. They do the bleaching of the complexion with chemicals. They've even got something now where them dipping on, come up and peel off. And everybody still knows you're black. So yes, you are absolutely on point. And they continue. That's why I say, man, why are we always caught in the middle? Why are we? And you know what? I actually saw a black activist say gay rights movement march is the new civil rights movement. Like in the days of Dr. Martin Luther King. I felt some type of way about that. Not because I don't want anybody to get their rights. It's because they were trying to erase and replace you saw it, right? Mad Gamer. They were trying to me, they were trying to erase and replace. Now, if you're gay and they're not giving you enough rights and you want to go fight for your rights, then go right ahead. Do it. March under your banner. And those of us who say, live and let live, we'll support you. But when you try to knock out the whole civil rights era and talk about this is the new movement, no. Because even if I am gay, I'm still considered a gay black man first. And when that police come to shoot and I'm unarmed, he's not going to say, oh, you black, but you gay, so Not gonna shoot you no more. He firing black man, gun. Bah, 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 bah. That's how they do us, right? From one of them say gun, it's beer gunshot coming your way. Oh, it wasn't a gun, it was his wallet. I can't jump under that banner. That banner is not there to help me. And when I say me, I mean me as a people. Right? So yes, man, I saw it. And I was very offended when I saw it too. And I thought, they really tried this though? They really tried this though. They went for the civil rights era and compared it to that. And said, this is the new. So we're out with the old and this is the new. How can we be out with the old? What was going on in Dr. Martin Luther King time is still going on today. Still going on today. Black people marched till Mbuti Lean and all the friends of other races that were with us. Remember, we've discussed this before. Like, they've always, if you could go back and check the tapes, okay? While we were getting spat on, move, punched in the face, there were some white people that were right there with us that was getting punched, and they got some beatings too. Oh, you ninja lover, crack him over the head with the baton, bust his head open too. So all that stuff is still going on today. Our civil rights era did not end. We're still living it. We're still living through it. We're still fighting for the rights, the same rights we've been fighting for how long? If you call it a fight, some people call it begging. You know, some people get a little bit tough behind them keyboard. I said, that's the problem. We need to stop begging for rights. We need to take rights. Take what? Think of the situation you're in. Take what? Where? Here? So it's the same struggle. And for them to make it seem like, oh, the gay thing is the new thing and that disappeared because y'all have rights now. Y'all can vote now. It wasn't really about just voting. It was about leveling the playing field all the way across the board. Equal rights and justice for all. That way, my child, if he says, Dad, I want to go to med school, I want to be a doctor, I know that he doesn't have to do extra on top of extra because every accomplished, listen to me good, every accomplished black person that you see here, they had to accomplish and accomplish and accomplish, whereas the others had to simply get there. You had to outshine in exemplary fashion in order to be selected. You had to work to be the top of the top. If you were shining shoes, your shoes had to look like spit shine. Your shoes had to look like glass. Whereas they could just, done. And that's just how it's been. And we're trying to level the playing field where the same opportunities are afforded right across the board. We just spoke about that earlier in real estate, banking, employment, business. You a black person never been in for a business loan from a bank? And I hate when black people talk small talk. Well, if you need a loan, then you don't need it. That could be for smaller things. But understand when we're trying to do big things here. For instance, one of my passion, right, would be to own a restaurant. But I don't want just any restaurant. I want this place that stands out, that carries a certain kind of Caribbean flair to it. And there's a specific location in my city right now that used to be a Checkers, and Checkers closed down. So this place already has like outside dining and drive-through area and everything is hooked up. That thing is going to cost about 2 point something to 3 point something million dollars to get it up and running in a fashion that I would want it to be up and running in. I don't have no 2 point something, 3 point something million dollars. But I know for a fact that if I got that place to where I wanted it to be, I'll make that money back in 2 years. Probably won't even take me 2 years. So, business loans. Have y'all ever been in for a business loan? For those of you who own property, y'all know what time it is. You know the scrutinization that you have to go through. And other people are telling you, damn, they never asked me any of that. I remember I kept going back to the agency, to the lady that handles my taxes, and every time they would send me new requests to prove more stuff, and every time I went back to her, and she's a Caucasian woman, but she's cool as hell. Every time I went back to her, she would say, "The hell? No. Are you sure?" Now, listen, I've never heard them ask anybody for this. I do this all year long. This is what I do for a living. Everybody comes to me to get their stuff verified. I have never heard them ask anybody for this. And I thought to myself, I thought so. But okay, she's going to help me out. And she did. And she put it together. And I submitted it. And a couple of days later, now we need this, and this. And I got to go back to her. She's like, okay, come on now. Now this is just, this is what she said to me. This is a white woman. She said, I won't say it, but you know what it is. Just like that. And she's telling me that she does this all year long. And I've never seen them put anybody through this. Anybody off. So that's what our civil rights was about, man. It's about leveling the playing field all the way across the field. It wasn't about no damn rights to vote. Yes, it was about that, but it was about more than that. It was about the right to show up at a voting poll without someone standing there with an AR-15 or a shotgun intimidating you. Like we saw in this past election, voter suppression is real. It's been going on since we first got the right to vote. There's a group of people that said, okay, so the government want to give them rights to vote. Well, we're going to show up at the polls, scare them away. Hell, even kill some of them. Make sure they don't vote. That kind of stuff. Delroy Jones says, Souflotv, if you could trust the family could be your own bank. You said the realest thing ever, man. See, I've been on YouTube for a while, and I've had these constructive discussions for a long time now. So some of my old videos, I think I need to like pull them from YouTube because nobody looked 3,000 videos back. So I need to pull them from YouTube and reintroduce them. We talked about this before. Let me use my family as an example. And I know some of you are out there and you're seeing this. Lord, why am I doing so? I'm going to put the family business out there. So one of the strangest things I watch about my family is this. Everybody has them own nice house. They have, for them thing together. But it's together individually. It's like so-and-so has this, so-and-so has that. So-and-so is trying to outdo the rest of them, so them have it bigger and better. And then it becomes a bragging thing. Yo, you ever go over Uncle so-and-so house? Yeah, with a big pool in the back and, a real mansion that. And the Uncle so-and-so ain't coming together with the rest of the family. And the rest of the family ain't coming together with him. If they ever pooled their resources together, perfect example. There's a Chinese family in my city that owns about 5 Chinese restaurants out here. And when I say their restaurants are busy, people in the middle of Corona, for them restaurant, them have to put up like the glass thing, but they put the glass thing at the whole front door. They serve your food through the, you don't even go in the restaurant no more. And long line full up the damn grocery store parking lot that's next to one of these places. I remember these people when they first bought a house that I was looking at to buy, because the strip mall was just being developed, and that house was built right across from a strip mall and right literally about 1 minute from I-95. Ideal location, right? That would be good for people who would commute, as well as someone who wants to live close to all the action and stuff. You go shopping across the street. The steak restaurant, so-and-so restaurants are across the street. That type of stuff. I watch a Chinese family come in. And I spoke to one of them, but I watched a Chinese family come in. And the Chinese family actually moved everybody into that one house. They had already pooled their resources together. They bought the property. They moved everybody in it. All the young people in that house were going to the Florida Institute of Technology. And when their hours were finished at the Florida Institute of Technology, it was their duty to go work in the restaurant after school. And it happened so that over the years, I watched them branch out. Another restaurant opened, another house was bought. Another restaurant opened, another house was bought. And when you pass that house now only has one set of family living, one family living in it, as in wife, husband, and picnic. There's no longer grandmother, grandfather, cousin, auntie, uncle, everybody piled up in it. And now they own multiple houses across the city and multiple businesses, turned their business into a chain. My family could have done that. My family could have done that. I look at my family and I'm like, everybody talk a good talk. We could have done that. I want to tell you something. You see in the Caribbean, when you hear them call up big names, right? Like Stewart, Butch Stewart. When you hear them call up big name like Matalan and Issa and Chin and so, these are people who did the same thing. And our family failed to do it. The glory that we see the children enjoying, even law enforcement respects them. Like them out the road that do foolishness. Police, we collar them up and carry them to them family. Police ain't gonna koof cuff quest them, drag them. That's what they do to poor people picnic. Oh yeah, Mr. So-and-so son. Come here, man. Come. One away phone call. Hello? Yeah, we have your son, your son, Jerome down here. Come get him now. Now we're gonna press charges on the other children that he was with, or the other young men he was with. But him, come get him. Your name starts to speak for itself in the city, in the country that you're in. I was trying to make my family understand this, but you know, Jamaican family stay already. Yeah, picnic, shut up, go around there, sir. Big people talk. And then by the time you became a big person, they're so hardened in their ways, it's like pulling teeth. So I was forced to do what everybody else is forced to do, is get it on my own and be limited in my abilities. You know what I'm saying? I'm working to establish better and get more, but I'm doing it by myself. But when I look at my family, how big my family is, because I'm from a huge family on both sides. When I look at how big my family is and how well a lot of them are doing, I just thought, man, if we ever pooled our resources together. So that person just now that said that your family could have been your bank, that's facts. I've been through that talk before. So this morning we covered Andrew Jackson being replaced on the $20 bill by Harriet Tubman. I thought big deal. It's a big move by Joe Biden, but there are going to be consequences and repercussions behind it. And I'm still questioning, is this really progress for us? Even though I definitely believe that Harriet Tubman deserves to be on that $20 bill. And I explain why. We covered the Secretary of Defense. You can go look up Lloyd Austin and you will hear all the firsts that he did. That ties right in line with what I said earlier. When you are black in certain things, you have to be exemplary. You have to be extra, extra, extra good. Whereas your counterparts that are not, they skate by being just average and get told how good they are. So when you go listen to Lloyd Austin's story, you will realize who this man really is. But shout out to Biden again. The U.S. has its first Secretary of Defense. And it's Lloyd Austin. And then we talked about the ban that Biden lifted that Trump had put in place for transsexual people to join the military. And I asked, what says you? A lot of people said, I don't know. I don't think the military needs that. And a lot of other people are saying, I don't think it's going to affect how the military or the effectiveness of the military. And we covered all that this morning and a bag of chips, right? Shout out to the people who turned up this morning. I won't give you any excuses anymore about why I can't show up some mornings. Just know that I'm out here and I'm living real life just like you, okay? And I have a bag of things on my plate and I'm trying to get stuff done. I am somewhat of a workaholic. I am trying to reel it in because work pays, but overwork ain't never really benefited nobody in the long run. You're dead left the whole life anyway. But I'm trying to accomplish some things. All right? So shout out, man. Thanks for all the support for each and every one of you who take the time to show up here. I call you my Morning Thoughts family. Keep watching the space. Keep watching the space. Y'all know what time it is when you see all the hair gone off of Souflotv. You know what's crazy? Not to dwell on negative stuff, right? But I remember people saying, this is my own Jamaican people, you know, like, yeah, man, a big bottom on that. You know, see how I'm shave off the whole hair off my face and or him look like this. And in that time, I hadn't tell people like what I hadn't told them what I was doing or what I do for a living. They just see you on YouTube and they think YouTube is his life. He has no other life outside of YouTube, right? So when those of you who know. So when you see all the hair gone and you see me moving different, then you know what time it is already. And that is why today we're going to start with the cleanse, wash out, and get on track physically, health-wise on track, and keep it there so everything else can fall into place and we can get back out there and get moving. And remember, for the coronavirus, I told you that I love what I do. In occupational therapy, I really absolutely love what I do. So I'm not going to give it up. Plus, I bust my ass through school. So I'm not going to give it up. But I was being hesitant getting back out there, being that we had baby girl was born during Corona and having a young baby in the house and thinking, should I work from home or should I go out there and treat patients, possibly bring something back to my newborn daughter, my infant in my house, plus Kai is here and Kai is a baby as well. He just turned 2, that kind of stuff. So we're going to put some things back on track in perspective and keep it moving with life. I don't know if when I get to work, first of all, I'm not looking for any facility that says it's mandatory for you to take this to work here. That's first. If that comes with the contract, then I won't be taking that contract. But there are facilities out there that will give you a choice. You either mask up all day, and then I'm going to have to be dealing with breathing like this for 8 hours a day or more, which I don't think is healthy. So I'm tiptoeing, getting back to it, right? Just to let you know, Wagwan, in our real time. We all here living real life. So big up to each and every one of you. Manners and respect, and I thank you and I appreciate you greatly. And I'll see you tomorrow morning, if God spare my life and things are in place, right here on Morning Thoughts with Souflotv. One love, family, and keep the conversation going in the comment section. All right? I'm out. Peace.